person undertakes many titles that he does not want during his life, and these titles turn into an ocean. However, these titles, it brings responsibilities and problems. Each problem creates big waves and turns the ship. The duty on one's shoulders grows and becomes unable to carry. With each new wave, it falls to the bottom. Some of them close to themselves and isolate themselves. Others cannot hold more loads and leave themselves the freezing ground of the ocean. It's a completely natural movement to close itself and to isolate it from the environment. It also does this to the body the brain controls. If there is a situation that the body cannot carry, for example, if you feel both physical and mentally strong pain, the brain presses the close button and the person falls. Furthermore, when a problem happens in computers and electronic devices, we turn it off and on. But if this self-closing system comes into play against the smallest problem, this time, instead of solving small problems, it grows like a tsunami and destroys everything that comes before it, even the person himself. So, sometimes it is important to going up to the surface, no matter how hard. It can be difficult to find the title that suits him in the ocean. Sometimes it is necessary to go to the more undiscovered corners of the ocean. Sometimes to follow a light reflected from a scales of a fish passing by. Maybe you can find yourself in a small part of a sand or a fin of a dolphin. Some people find different solutions for this. For example, listening to music, walking in a forest, dreaming or writing. Also, writing is known to calm the brain, improve focus and reduce depression and anxiety. Those notice the wholeness of writing and words already use it. For example, in the anonymous movie I watched, the people trying to overthrow the queen with the words of Shakespeare. But some words are more they see. For example, the phrase, "a small room that smelled of darkness" in Albert Camus' book Stranger has given me a new perspective. Some countries, especially Turkey's education system, is based on memorization and less testing. They expected the student to leave his imagination and creativity out and to memorize the questions to be asked in the exam. This is why children cannot read books, paint, this is they cannot have time for themselves. Their brains are filled with information that they may never use in their lives. All of them turn into robots. They all enter the same forms. If you test these animals to ability to climb the tree, the monkey wins. Likewise, if you take a student with musical ability and the student with a mathematics ability to the math exam, the second student will win. And clapped. The other student is going overwhelmed and dismissed because he is unsuccessful. Maybe when he is going to be a great musician, he leaves the music, the thing he loves, and he enters the factory called the education system. He starts to live his whole life according to his environment. He takes the title of student and forgets who he is. While he walks through the unknown labyrinth of life, he takes a pencil in his hand and begins to write feelings he feels, but cannot show out. Maybe a letter to himself, maybe a poem or a lyric. He transfers all the different words in his hand, one by one, on the paper. When he gets rid of the music noise in his head, he asks a question: who am I? Maybe he asks the question many times. He looks for a way out. He starts running the dead end of the maze. He starts to change as he runs. Shackles called, titles on his ankle, slowly dissolve, lighten. Then he hears a voice, afraid to follow. But this is a familiar voice. He starts running in the more energy. He speeds up slowly, the sound starts to increase. Then he stops, comes to the middle of a maze. He gets closer, judges the other person completely. First, does not recognize himself, because he has never seen who he is. He meets his pure self-personality, which has developed in the middle of a labyrinth, away from all environmental factors, but has not stepped out before. Now he has found who he is. Perhaps you have to lose yourself first to find yourself. Thank you.